Hello everybody and welcome to this very special Meet the Team here as we're on board with our expedition teams here. So it's going to be the same format as before, 10 questions, but I'm sure we're going to get 10 very different answers. So without further ado, first of all, tell us who you are.
My name is Björn. I work as a historian on board, both historian and kayak guide.
Excellent. Okay, so Bjorn, so question number one, Bjorn. How long have you worked for Hurtigruten?
Not that long actually. I started July last year, so 2017, but this is my third longer expedition with Hurtigruten.
Excellent. So new to the company, fresh eyes, which is really good, but obviously still got that experience in there as well. Which ship have you been based on then for these three trips?
Started on Fram as my first ship, and then I went to Antarctica with MS Midnattssol, and now I'm back again at the Fram. And in the summer I go to Spitsbergen, so three ships.
Three ships in
1 year.
12 in 1 year, which
Yes.
is good. So nice, 200 passenger smaller ships with Fram and Spitsbergen, and then of course obviously 500 down there in Antarctica with Midnattssol. So good.
Yeah.
How did you find the difference between the size of the ships?
It's a very steep learning curve, so it's two different worlds, of course, but both are good in each way. I like to work on the big ships as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it.
Good, excellent. So, question number 3: why are Hurtigruten the world leaders in exploration travel? Why are we the best?
I think we have a lot of experience gained over the years when it comes to both the logistical planning and the knowledge about the areas that we visit. We have been on Svalbard since 1890s. We've also been in Antarctica for many years, so I think we have a good team with a lot of knowledge, and also the logistical planning for each landing. It goes every day. We have plan A, B, C, D, and E.
Excellent, yeah. Making a proper expedition, unlike a traditional cruise liner where they're set in stone and they have to do every port and call and so on. What's your favourite part of the day when we're on an explorer voyage?
I think maybe the mornings are very nice when you get up a little bit early. You go for breakfast earlier. And especially the first day in Antarctica, when you have been on the Drake for 2 days, and you get up and you see out the window and you can see the white mountains, the sun is coming, so that's a very special day.
Memories that stay with you for a long time.
Exactly.
Excellent. Okay, so this is always an interesting question, number 5. What's your favourite destination that you've sailed to so far, and why?
Antarctica was my biggest dream ever to see, so that is, of course, is my favorite destination. But I also like Svalbard. They're two very different. Each has its own character. So it's hard to decide actually.
Yeah,
I like ice and snow.
We're spoiled, is
Yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah, really, we have the two there. So, on the trips that you've been to and the destinations that you've seen, what's your favourite animal that you always look forward to seeing?
My name is Björn. It means bear in Norwegian. So polar bears are, of course, very exciting to see. Of course, you need to have a distance, and the safety is a lot more important and stricter. So the polar bears are, when you spot the first polar bear, you can feel around the ship that the tension goes down when you have seen the first one. If it goes some days after you have started and you don't see it, you kind of feel it on the passengers. So polar bear are...
Polar bear is the one, yeah.
Yeah.
So the anticipation of getting that first bear sighting.
Yeah.
I can always still remember my
Exactly.
first bear on there. So, before you head out and join the ship, what's the most important thing that you pack? What do you never leave at home?
I never leave without my noise cancelling headset. That is long trips. It's nice to just go in the cabin at the evening and just relax. But I always bring too many books.
Okay.
Too many books.
Too many
So my suitcase is full packed every time with books.
Excellent. What's the one moment so far from all the trips that you've taken with us that you'll never ever forget?
Last year on Svalbard we had a midnight sun, and we spotted a polar bear with 2 cubs
Wow.
walking on the shoreline in the midnight sun, and you had all the passengers up in the panorama lounge. People cried, laughed. It was that I will never forget that moment.
Never forget that
with
moment.
3 polar bears walking on the shoreline. It
Brilliant. Oh,
sticks with me.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Question number 5. What's your top tip? For getting the best out of an explorer voyage?
I think maybe read a little bit about the places that you go. Put yourself into the history, of course. I always do that as an historian. I read about the history of the place. About Svalbard, you have so much history on Svalbard, and if you know a little bit before you go, it makes the trip more interesting, I think. But we have good lectures, of course.
Yeah.
But if you have a little clue about what you're going to see, it's
So the customers, if they do a little bit of homework before
Yeah.
they come out, then it's
Some
not going to do them
interesting homework.
Exactly, interesting.
not
homework.
boring.
Yeah, not maths.
No.
On there. And finally, question number 10. Where in the world, obviously Hurtigruten, we're expanding all the time with our Explorer Voyages, but where in the world would you like to see Hurtigruten travel to next?
I pretty much like to go in the polar regions, and now we are expanding very much in the Arctic. We're going to the Northwest Passage as a first trip this year, and next year we're planning on sailing through the whole thing. So I would have to say that I want to explore more in the Arctic.
More in the Arctic.
Yeah.
Sticking with our traditional Norwegian routes.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's
But also Antarctica. It's you have so many of
Yeah, but that's always
opportunities.
going to be there. Antarctica is going to be, especially coming obviously 2019 with the 3 ships, Fridtjof Nansen, Roald Amundsen, and of course MS Fram, which is going to be down in Antarctica. So, excellent 10 questions, 10 different answers to the previous ones that we've seen here on Meet the Team. So, thank you very much, Bjorn.
Thank you.